Let the bot battle begin. Sawblaze immediately getting underneath Emergency and throwing him into the screws. Sawblaze clearly has the lower ground right from the get-go. Now getting to the side of Emergency. Yeah, and that hammer saw may not be doing much, but it's definitely getting the hits it needs on Emergency. Get the points it can. Don't mind my dog in the background. He was up there for some reason at the time. I don't remember why. Anyways, Sawblaze completely controlling this fight to begin. Emergency has more than enough flipper power in its weapon to take Sawblaze out of the arena. Sawblaze can't get lackadaisical with its approach. Sawblaze, up until this point, he's been scooping up Emergency every time. Now Emergency is pinned between the pit wall and the mounting for the screws. Can Emergency get out of there? Will Sawblaze let him? Well, it seems like Emergency is indeed stuck in there. He's trying to get out. He's doing little tiny wiggles, and that seems to have worked. Emergency now free, but Sawblaze slams him right back into the wall and flips him over. This is a dominant performance from Sawblaze, exactly what they want to start their season with. If it is Emergency, needs to find Eggley, needs to stop going into the front of Sawblaze. As Sawblaze pins Emergency again and drops that hammer saw again and again. Emergency has got nothing in the way of points, but Sawblaze kind of flips himself there and flips Emergency over in the process. And now slams Emergency into the wall, but couldn't quite get that flipper off. There goes a piece of armor off Sawblaze. The armor is not admittedly well attached on Sawblaze. I think we've probably seen that before last season, but I can't remember. Oh, and now Sawblaze's hammer saw is broken. And ironically, despite completely dominating fight, Sawblaze has suffered more damage. And now Emergency getting underneath a last ditch effort, and he was close to getting Sawblaze out of the arena, but not quite. A Hail Mary, a desperate attempt from Emergency, but that's what he has to do at this point. I mean, if this goes to the judges, Sawblaze is clearly ahead on points here. This is an even judge system. All categories get 5 points, and the damage that Sawblaze has suffered will not be enough to give Emergency the win here. Sawblaze continues to dictate the pace, flip Emergency, put him into the screw slam around. Emergency self-rights to try to escape Sawblaze there. Maybe he's trying to throw himself out, but this looks like it's going to be the end of the fight. Well, this is the first judge's decision we've had all season, and I think we all know which way it's going. Sawblaze dominated the entire fight. It's putting Emergency anywhere you want him. There was a small, only 3 flips by Emergency, and they were very small and ineffective. But Sawblaze is quickly countered, quickly got underneath again and again, and eventually was able to throw Emergency into the screws one last time and break the flipper off. An incredible performance by Sawblaze, and exactly what they needed to do to get their first win of the season, while Emergency drops to a poor 0-1. Winner by 13-2 judge decision is Sawblaze. Let the bot battle begin. Blue Flame went winless last season, and Sunflower is a rookie. Though Sunflower does not have a wedge, so I'm not sure how he'll do, will somehow manage to flip Blue Flame. Oh, and there goes Blue Flame's wedge. Now both bots are just reach verts, and that is a situation that favors Sunflower, apparently, as it has the lower hitting weapon. Now Blue Flame has been flipped over again. Oh, huge shot there by Sunflower, or Blue Flame on the back foot, and now he's out. Well, I did not expect that result at all, if I'm going to be honest. Sunflower hit Blue Flame's drum lower than Blue Flame hit Sunflower's spinner. Sunflower's ripped off Blue Flame's wedge, punted them into the wall, nearly threw them out there, and then flipped them over again, and then, for a finishing blow, launched them out of the arena for a dominant win. Let the bot battle begin. Captain Shrederator, a powerful spinner. Bombshell, a tough wedge. And so far, the wedge is winning. Oh, Captain Shrederator nearly ended up out of the arena with that shot. Bombshell on the attack here. Captain Shrederator, not much they can do, it seems. It's Bombshell's wedge eating the shots from the full body spinner. And there they go, nearly out of the box again. Now they're a small hit there. But that's gonna be it. An explosive fight and a quick one. But also a dominant win for Bombshell. Captain Shrederator was sent flying across the arena several times like a hockey puck until Bombshell just decided to throw them out. Let the bot battle begin. This battle actually happened in real life. The Kraken and Shatter 2019 in an exhibition match. If I'm remembering correctly, Kraken won that fight. And it seems like Kraken has the advantage at the beginning as both of the forks of Shatter have come off. Now Kraken's got a clamp on the entire body of Shatter, now pushing him into the screws, flips him over. And now he's pushing him even more in. Shatter in big trouble here. He has those side wedges, which to what I've seen him can get underneath Kraken. But Kraken is able to avoid him so far, but not able to avoid the hammer there, getting flipped by Shatter. Shatter on a comeback attack there, but Kraken able to get kind of back up. Shatter ramming Kraken again, and now sheds half of the whole side panel. That is not good, as Kraken is back right side up and eager to control Shatter more. Now he's trying to pin him in the corner, grabbing him again and putting him in the screws once more. The hammer on the back foot here against the control bot. And now there's the other side panel. Shatter just a skeleton now. Oh, and now it's on its side. It can't seem to self right now. This could be the end for Shatter. And now the countdown has begun. I think this is the first countdown we've had where a bot is still actually trying to do something, but it's not going to work, and this fight is over. This fight had 3 primary stages. The first one was a dominant stage from Kraken, throwing Shatter into screws, damaging the armor and forks. Shatter had a phase of its own where it was able to flip Kraken over, and Kraken did struggle there. It looked like it was stuck at this point, but the Kraken was able to self-right, fortunately for him, and continue the fight. But I thought Shadow would have done maybe a little bit better, but the one side panel came off, and then Kraken was able to counter in phase 3, where he broke off the other side armor, and Shadow was stuck on his side and could not self-right, bringing Kraken to 1-0. Let the main event begin. Last season's runner-up looks to take down last season's wildcard, but Whiplash so far is getting underneath Tantrum. This is a huge development, and now Tantrum is on the screws on the back foot early. Yeah, and Whiplash is in control. So there goes the armor belt for Tantrum. And Tantrum on the run now exposed to the side, and Whiplash able to get underneath, pin him to the wall, and now suplexing Tantrum, but loses a lifting fork in the process. Whiplash is starting off incredibly well here. Tantrum needs to counter this. Here's what Whiplash just keeps going on the offensive, continuing to lift Tantrum wherever he wants. Well, not exactly wherever he wants, but with Whiplash in control at this point. And now Tantrum rips a wedge off of Whiplash. This could be a beginning. But now Whiplash gets underneath Tantrum again, flipping him over, breaking off his self-riding arm, and throwing him out of the arena. This season, Whiplash took down the then 2 seed Orbital Fire, and now it takes down last season's number 1 seed Tantrum. This is a true shocker. Whiplash controlled Tantrum for the majority of that fight, getting around Tantrum's wedge with his own nearly every time, and despite him losing one of his wedges in the process, he continued to dominate paint and lift Tantrum, throw him all around the arena, and eventually he flipped Tantrum one last time, broke off his Self-Rider, and then threw Tantrum out of the arena for the biggest upset of the season.